All right, here we go. The big reveal: Satoshi Nakamoto's identity revealed all the way out in London, UK. There's a big press release coming out right now that a guy's going to come out and reveal his identity as Satoshi Nakamoto, and they got the BBC there. They got all sorts of people there ready to break the news, and I got the guys on the ground right around now. They're about to jump in and report live on what the heck's going on. So here we go, coming at you right now. I'm going to get it on the record. This is Gavin. Oh, there's Miss Casey Nicole. Let me grab her. Satoshi, I added you up to the stage. Miss Casey Nicole. Boom. Approve. And Scott, you're going to invite this other guy. Riley.
I'm on that now. 2 seconds.
Nice. Yeah. So check this out, dude. This guy. Okay, I got my recording going. Craig Grohl looks like he came up in a Halloween costume, and he's got his beard. He's got a beard on him right now, and a yellow hat. Okay, and then he rolled in there with the freaking army pants, and he tried to roll a Halloween disguise on everybody. And talk about the ultimate trolling, dude. I mean, this guy is just so funny. I can't believe he would do that. Yeah, this photo is good, man. It's a really, really good shot. I asked the guy from the BBC to come in too. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can get him in here right now. He was also there. Let's see. Send in direct message. Joe. There he is. I added him in. Okay, so hopefully he joins in, and we'll go ahead and see what's up. So yeah, dude, can you believe that, Satoshi? That Craig would do that on a Halloween of all days. He would come out and wear this mask. And
are you talking about Craig appearing at this conference as the guy with the beard?
Yeah. Did you see that picture?
What do you think that was actually Craig?
It looks like him. I mean, I think it was a pretty good disguise, but it kind of looked like him,
Yeah, no, it was definitely Craig in disguise. It was a great Halloween trick or treat kind of thing.
That's right, dude. I thought it was beautiful. I had no idea.
Yeah, mate. Craig has got some serious personality, mate. It was awesome.
It was. He goes down there and goes in as this guy, and then he claims that he's someone else, and then he's got the beard.
It was
beautiful.
Yeah, that was Craig claiming to be Stephen Moeller, and putting on an Indian accent, mate. It was mate.
Absolutely
what
brilliant, dude.
It was, mate. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, wow. Okay, so Riley was there apparently, and I'm going to add him up as well. Requested. Casey, you want to add him? What's up, Miss Casey Nicole?
Hello, I just added him.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I've been hanging out in some BTC spaces this morning, so I changed my profile picture to that one. Craig's face imposed on this guy. It's been fun.
Yeah, well, hey, did you hear that BTC is going to go up? It's actually going up to infinity, Michael Saylor said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was in MicroStrategy BTC group this morning, and I was posting all the stuff that Craig's been saying about.
Why do you think he blocked Craig? That wasn't cool. I saw that.
Yeah, Karen.
Yeah, he blocked me as well.
That's not cool at all. What's he
blocked me as well, so I'm guessing it's something.
That's a badge of honor, guys.
yeah, to get blocked by Michael Saylor, that's a big one.
Did he ever do his? Did he do his S8 filings, Satoshi? I don't know. If he was supposed to disclose that to his investors about all the $1 trillion lawsuit.
Oh, I've no idea yet.
He didn't do it.
No idea.
You know what he did? He doubled down instead.
Nope.
He doubled down. He says he's buying more. He wants to buy another 42 bill.
Jeepers.
Yeah, dude. So, yeah. All right, dude. So I wanted to start up this space. Scott called me up and said, let's start it up. And I'll do a record and get on the record. So, apparently, I don't know, dude. I wasn't there. So I'm just like seeing this picture of this guy who looks like Craig on the internet. I'm just kind of coming into the thing late, right? I don't know what's going on. All I know is like somebody said they were going to be doing a Satoshi Nakamoto signing there. And then, I got some messages and I saw this picture that looks like Craig. So tell me what's going on, dude. Riley Cyrus, please tell us what is happening. It sounds like you were there as a press guy. Riley, is it Riley?
Well, yeah, I wasn't there as a press guy. I was just there as an avid follower, like you would say.
Nice. So who are you an avid follower of Craig? Was he there? And so you were. Or who are you following?
I was an avid follower of 1369 BSV.
Oh, nice.
He messaged me, yeah, because he couldn't get there, and he said, "Oh, can you get there?" I said, "Yeah, I'll go." So, but it was a very good, very interesting couple of hours.
So it sounds like you got in. I mean, I heard it was expensive. Somebody was messaging, said they had to pay £500 to get in. So.
Well, I didn't pay 1 penny, and the guy actually emailed me saying, "Don't come because you're not press," and I just went anyway.
They said don't come, and you somehow got past the security, or what? Was it tough to get in?
There wasn't any security. There was 2 girls on the stairs. I said, "Oh, is there a press conference here?" They went, "Oh, Charles Anderson." I went, "Yeah," and they went, "Yeah, get yourself in." So I've walked in. There was Charles there, Stephen, and some other guy, and I've just sat down, and nobody even said anything. So I was like, all right. And then I tried to like delete stuff off my phone because I didn't have no memory, and I realized I only had like 20% battery. So I was like, oh god, I'm gonna have to make this last. Unprepared.
Nice. So it sounds like Scott was able to get you in past the very tight security that they were running there to protect Satoshi, and you got back in there. Now, what happened?
What happened? Where to begin? Well, I've only been in the room 2 minutes, and Charles was calling Craig Wright a scammer, saying he developed fake coins and stuff. I've just found video evidence on my phone as well. So I thought, right, I won't say anything yet because I've only just sat down. And then as the press came, I think there was about 11 or 12 people there, including myself. And then obviously this Charles and Stephen. And yeah, he just, this waffling on, saying, oh, he's going to prove that he's Satoshi and stuff. And some of the press were getting a little bit restless and saying, well, go on then, prove it, you know?
And then what did it go into the backstory about how, you know, he didn't have it today? It was going to be some other day, or maybe come back, or what was the pitch?
Do you know what? I can't really remember. He started talking about his life, what he used to do, I think he said he was in the Himalayas and he came down and said that he was going to make Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure it was something like that. I've just found 6 videos there of the full conference, so I will go through them just to re-jog my memory at a later date. I'll do it like later on tonight.
What was the part you was talking to me? You said something about he made quite a few exceptional claims. He claimed about the
Sorry,
Twitter
yeah. So this guy Stephen said that he created Bitcoin. He also said he created the Eurobond. He said he designed the Twitter logo. And the last thing that he claimed was that he wrote the protocol for ChatGPT. And when he said this, I asked for clarification and he clarified it. And I said, right, I'm off, because I'd been there like nearly 3 hours. I just got up and left.
So he wrote ChatGPT. He invented that?
That's what he said he did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you believe him?
No.
And what was what was that part you were saying? I think you asked a question as well.
Oh yeah,
about
like,
patents or something.
He was showing us.
And he
a page of code, and I just said to him, "Have you patented any of these technologies?" And he said, "No, I tried to patent them in 2017, but somebody bribed the patent office, so they didn't grant me it." I said, "All right, that's interesting." I said, "Craig Wright's got a lot of patents," and then he said that Craig Wright emailed him in 2017, pleading with him not to reveal himself.
Oh, he knows Craig.
Yeah, he said he does. Yeah. I also said, "Would you be willing to debate Craig?"
Oh,
And he said yes. He said yes, he would.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
He wants to debate
I
Craig.
thought that was interesting. I don't think Craig would debate him, to be honest with you, though, because it is just watching somebody with mental health problems.
Come
Yeah, I
on,
wouldn't
man.
gi-
It's
I wouldn't give
Halloween.
this
Let's have
guy-
some fun. You can do it. Come on.
It's unbelievable to me that he didn't even like dress appropriately. Like what he was wearing, like so stupid.
He looked homeless. He looked like he just came from the Strand, slept on the Strand for the night.
A homeless guy.
Yeah, he looked homeless.
Oh. Oh, well. Man, I'm having a hard time with this
Feel bad
subject.
about not paying that £500 now. Could have got him a room for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the same breath, he said he had 1.1 million bitcoins somewhere, and then 2 million bitcoins somewhere else. So I don't know. He said he's going to move. He said he's going to move the bitcoins on the Genesis block in the next month or two. And then Satoshi just informed me that you can't even do that anyway because they're anchored. But obviously, I didn't know that. None of the reporters knew it, so nobody could like question him on that.
Nice. Yeah. So this is did he really look like Craig?
No, not really.
Did he know what
Definitely
an
not.
unsigned integer is?
Sorry?
Did he know what an unsigned integer is?
Nobody asked him. No one asked
What
him.
about the white paper? Had he ever heard of the white paper?
Well, I asked him when he was
Oh, yeah.
talking about Bitcoin. I asked him, which Bitcoin are you referring to? And he said, there's only one Bitcoin. I said, right, okay, which one? And he said, BTC. I said, okay, but BTC doesn't follow the white paper that you wrote. And he kind of just ignored me.
Oh. He ignored you.
Well, yeah, like they Charles and Stephen had thought up some questions to do and answer, and I think they wanted to do that, but it got hijacked a little bit because they were running it so unprofessionally. These journalists are like, we've got to get deadlines in. Please just get on with it. So people were just like shooting questions. So when I seen an opportunity to ask a question, I just ask it, but there was no formal or question and answer.
So what about the BBC? I heard they were there. They were also paid $500 to get in. They said, one of the guys from them. Did you see him?
Yeah, Joe Tidy. He left about 10-15 minutes before I left. He asked some good questions, to be fair. And he said one of the questions was to Stephen. He said, well, what do you do for a living? What do you do? What's your job? And he said, oh, business. He went, well, what? He went, oh, I've got businesses. Like, so vague. He's like, the only reason I'm asking that is because I was asked to pay £500 to come here. And then Charles interjected and said, oh, no, I just waived that. So I was going to put refreshments on and food and stuff, but I just waived it and I just covered the cost for the room. I was like, all right, okay.
So everybody paid $500, but you, £500.
No, I don't think anyone paid it. I don't think anyone paid any money. I think they just tried it on.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't.
So did Satoshi show up kind of late? Was he there late, or was he on time?
No, I got there early and they were already there.
Okay.
Charles and Satoshi.
Satoshi was already there.
Yeah,
Was he what you
there.
was he what you thought? Were you surprised the way he looked? Were you kind of
Well, it was quite funny because I've got there and just sat down. I thought, right, if I just sit down and don't say anything, they won't notice me. So this Charles guy's setting up the video. Then there's a guy sat in the corner, and then there's obviously a reporter talking to Charles. So then this reporter's then gone up to go in the corner to speak to Satoshi, asked him for a picture, and he just declined him. He said no. And I was like, oh, that must be the guy then. But he wouldn't take a picture.
Huh. I mean, I'm looking at a great picture. It looks just like Craig Wright. That's I don't know what
Yeah.
It's funny, you know.
I think Joe took that picture because I remember him getting up to take it.
Wow. He's looks very serious in the picture, and he's got his he's got his fierce look at him, and he's got a cell phone in his hand, and the microphone looks like a freaking wand of some kind, like he's out of a, it looks like a great photo, man.
I don't know why they had microphones, because the room was like the same size as my living room, and there was like 11 people in there, so they definitely did not need microphones.
No, dude.
No.
So did he tell you, did you learn anything about Bitcoin today? Did you learn?
No, definitely not.
What?
No, I did not. Definitely did not learn anything about Bitcoin.
Nothing like, was it like a master's class, kind of like that? Nothing like a regular,
No, it was basically some guy pulling up archived files from 2007 and labeled Genesis and labeled Bitcoin. Do you know what I've got? I'll quickly just have a look through my gallery because I took a picture of this. Yeah, basically, here we go. So they were labeled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic, Bitcoin blockchain, Bitcoin Magic, Bitcoin Bull, Bitcoin Flag, Bitcoin Twin, Book, Coinbase, Genesis Block Zero, London Times, May 2007. Yeah, and all these are from May 2007, and some from April 2007. Yeah, that was.
So Satoshi, did you recognize Craig in that outfit, or what? Or is that too good of a disguise? I mean, what do you think about this?
Oh mate, it was a great disguise. It was a great disguise. I mean,
sorry,
I think it just.
Sorry, can I just mention Donald Trump's just tweeted about Bitcoin. Happy 16th anniversary of Satoshi's white paper.
Oh, maybe he heard about the Craig showing up there today.
I just added that to the nest. Can you see he's saying free Ross day one? This is like, who is educating this man about Bitcoin?
Wow. Free Ross day one.
Free Ross day one. Well, that's the anarchist, he's appealing to Roger Ver. What about Roger Ver? I heard he's in there too.
I think Roger in Spain. I think Roger's in Spain.
Is he in custody?
I don't think so. No.
No.
No, he's been bailed. He's just not allowed to leave Spain.
What about Edgar Hansen? Is he? I heard he wants another chance to work on Craig's new case. What do you guys think? You think he should get a second chance?
Well, he'd have to come to the UK, and he's got a 10-month prison sentence for him, so that might not work out too good.
Well, but he wants it. He needs immunity. Maybe Donald Trump can get him out. He wants a second chance, so he called. Dude, Satoshi. So, what do you think, man? You think this was this actually Satoshi Nakamoto in your opinion? I mean, was this the real guy?
Yeah, mate, it was Craig in disguise. It was awesome. It was Craig having a really good laugh.
Dude, yeah, it sure looked like him. It was really good, as a master's class.
This is the loophole, so he doesn't break the court orders of the previous trial. That's why he's in disguise.
That's exactly why he probably did it. Yeah, spot on.
That makes total sense. Yeah, dude. Okay, Crypto Voyager, you got your hand up. What's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm happy that I didn't wake up early for this. But apart from that, I just want to know, the Satoshi character said that he's going to reveal himself because of legal problems. Did he go into the details of those legal problems that are bugging him?
I know
he didn't voluntarily go into them, but one of the reporters asked about it. And basically, the story Charles gave was Charles and Stephen went to Singapore to film a documentary They were there 3 months. They hadn't filmed anything. They hadn't been paid any money. Then the guy who was supposed to do it for them gave them £5,000. They laughed at him and said, this doesn't even cover our food bill. Then he gave them another 10. And then he said, we just left. So he's trying to sue us or something, and we're trying to sue him too. It was a bit of a wishy-washy story.
So I also heard that on the 5th of November 2025, there's a fraud court case happening due to them trying to access 164,000 bitcoins in Singapore, and person.
Your mic. Yeah, fix your mic if you could, Scott. Try that again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So, what part did I? What?
If you could start over, because it was a bad connection.
Yeah. What I heard was that they're on the 5th of November 2025. They have a for fraud, and I believe that was for 100. They were requesting or claiming 164,000 bitcoins. I'm not sure if that was as Satoshi Nakamoto or if it was a separate related thing. And it was from a Singapore gentleman. I'm guessing it was a Singaporean from the guy's name. I can't, Demil Hirat or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, he was the one who is going after them. And I'm not too sure anything more than that. I know that there was fraud, and that obviously burnt my ears up. But I don't think they're the real deal, obviously.
Well, you just sound skeptical to me, my man. I mean, you got to be more open-minded. This looks legit, so come on.
Listen, I'm in the Peter Todd camp, okay? So what can I
say? Yeah. Oh, dude, by the way, speaking of Peter Todd, I think the last time we had a space, you and Crypto Voyager were talking about the Peter Todd thing. And then I realized it was you that came up with that idea, that theory about the what's actually going on with this whole Peter Todd thing behind, in the big picture. You want to just recap on that? Because it was freaking masterful, dude. The BlackRock, Peter Todd connection.
Well, I just thought that, the only thing that can really save BTC is increasing the coin stack and making more coins. There's not really any other options. Like every option is sort of like they can't increase the block size because then people will just go to other chains that have unlimited blocks. So the only thing they can do is that, and obviously Peter Todd has always been a promoter of that idea. So if they made him into the new Satoshi, people might take his ideas as valuable as what Satoshi could offer them. But it's all bullshit, isn't it, really?
So basically kind of following like the fiat money system where they're just they print more and they make more supply. That's it's worked for them in the past.
Yeah, I mean, well, they could be doing that with the ETFs. Like, are these coins that they're buying backed, or is it just paper? I think we're going to find some interesting things about that soon as well.
Yeah, but that is a freaking dude. Think about it. Like Peter Todd is actually the guy promoting the coin supply to go up, so more inflation on BTC, and that's the motive. That could be the motive. That was a brilliant connection. For sure.
At least he would be a better Satoshi Nakamoto than Stephen Moha. At least he has some knowledge on the system.
Yeah. I mean, so Crypto Voyagers, your hand up? No. All right, back to you.
I heard my name over here.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, is your hand up?
No, my hand wasn't up.
Okay. Riley Cyrus, back to you, my man. So he sounds like you're right there in central London. And what happened afterwards? Did you get it? You bolted? I mean, was it pretty high security for Satoshi? What was it like? When he bodyguards?
Satoshi's entourage was him plus one other. And basically, when he told me that he invented ChatGPT, that's when I decided that I was leaving. So I don't even know if anything happened after that. I doubt it did, because there was people already leaving, you know.
Wait. You had to wait for him to claim that he invented ChatGPT for you to say this is bullshit?
No. I decided after 5 minutes. Well, to be fair,
I'm going to have to drop down and come back up because I can't hear him.
All right, thanks. Yeah, come right back up, Scott. Riley, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I knew going in as soon as I found out it wasn't Craig Wright there, then I knew it wasn't Satoshi. But I thought I'll go because I'm intrigued. Maybe you might learn something, you know. Obviously, that didn't happen. But yeah, that was the final straw. I'd been there about 3 hours, and he said that he wrote the protocol for ChatGPT, and I was like, right, I'm done. Bye.
So that was when you had enough. You thought, you know what, this guy is he's just too famous. He's just he's, you know.
that was the mic drop moment for me.
The microphone drop moment. This is it. You know, this Satoshi guy is just something. Wow. So do you think it was legal? Everything they did, is that pretty much? I mean, is that legal to do that? You could just have a big press event and tell everyone to come and sell those tickets to some people. I mean, some people paid, not everybody, but some. Is that?
It's not legal for Craig to do that.
Oh, that's why he wore the disguise. Got it. So
at one point, one of the journalists asked him, saying, "Are you Satoshi Nakamoto? Is that your name, or are you Satoshi Nakamoto, the inventor of Bitcoin?" Because he could probably argue that he never said, "I am Satoshi Nakamoto, the inventor of Bitcoin." Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, he just said, "That's my name."
Yeah, I think that could be a good point, because of all of these companies he has registered are like Bitcoin Core Limited and Bitcoin Developer, and they're companies registered with easy, confusable titles.
I mean, so one of the things, dude, I had a show with this guy, Moran Pauber, yesterday, and he said, it's a really awakening thing that hopefully everyone can be inspired by. And it's all started for him with this curiosity of like, who is this guy Satoshi Nakamoto? That's where his whole thing started, and he couldn't stop looking down the rabbit hole. Okay, and I think it's the story of a lot of people where they're like, who is this guy? You know, has anyone else has that experience? I mean, Riley, what was your experience? Did you ever start somewhere? What is your story? Did you start in like, who is Satoshi Nakamoto? I really want to figure this out. And then what's your story?
Well, I got into this space in 2015, and I was all in Ether. I was Ethereum. So my thought process then was Bitcoin shit. Bitcoin's no good. Bitcoin never work. And that's actually quite accurate if you're talking about BTC. But when this Craig Wright came on the scene, I just dismissed it out of hand that he's not Satoshi, he's a scammer, because of a little 90-second soundbite that Vitalik Buterin had put on YouTube, basically saying he's not Satoshi. So I never ever gave him any credit or anything. Didn't even give it a moment's thought. And then when you read Roger Ver's book, and he talks about, you go to the Bitcoin Reddit forum, it's all governed by these people who are just BTC maxis, and that would be the first place people go when they're coming into this space. And if they go there and they say, "Oh, BTC, this is Bitcoin, this is real Bitcoin, Craig Wright's a scammer," that's all you're ever gonna think, isn't it?
So 2015, and then how long forward before you know, how long did that psyop work on you over the from Vitalik?
I would say until this time last year.
Damn. So you were under a psyop for 5 years?
No. About 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
How is it possible that you could be so you're in that you're so I mean, how does that, can you explain that more? I mean, so you're just sitting there watching Vitalik. Is that what you were following? What were you watching?
Well,
what were you looking at?
So basically I've invested in Ethereum when it's below $1. So Ethereum's done very well. I don't care anymore. You get lazy, you stop looking, you stop caring, you stop reading. You know, you just think, oh well, it doesn't matter to me anymore. And then it's only in the last year that I've come to realize that, like, the Bitcoin is the truth machine. Bitcoin can do millions of transactions per second for fractions of a penny, but it's not BTC.
Casey, Miss Casey, can you invite John Wayne up here, please? I see him in the audience. I want to talk to him. So you're telling me that, please. So you're sitting there watching all these videos with Vitalik and all the shows and all this, and then all of a sudden, and on the Reddit forums, and then you're just completely absorbed.
Oh yeah,
what was
completely.
Yeah.
I would spend. I used to work overseas, and I'd do a month at work and then a month at home. And for the full month that I'm at work, I'm just reading about Ethereum Reddit, Ethereum Trader, like every day. And then I'd come home and I'd do the same thing. And I'd done that for like years. And it wasn't until I even went to Cancun for DevCon 3 or DevCon 4, Ethereum DevCon 3, or I can't remember if it was DevCon 3 or DevCon 4. Yeah, just as a Vitalik disciple.
Wow. That's all the way up until last year at this time.
Yeah, all the way up, like up until last year, I thought Craig Wright was a scammer.
Well, so, okay, dude, I'm all right. For people who are maybe like in your shoes hearing this for the first time, you know, and they're like, kind of like, well, isn't he a scammer? What did you find out? What happened a year ago at this time? What did you find? What did you see?
I'm going to give a shout out to one of the YouTube guys, Maximus Crypto. I think he's a big American dude. He has a YouTube channel. I just stumbled upon one of his 30-minute monologue videos, and I started looking into it. And then one of my friends who lives in Ireland, I started speaking to him, and he started looking into it too. And then I don't know. I think I found Satoshi pretty much straight away. So I started watching all of his YouTube videos, like going back to videos from years ago, watching all of them. And then I read Hijacking Bitcoin, and then that was it.
Yeah, they're going to build a statue about Satoshi, man. He's one of they're going to, you know, like Thomas, you know, like Abraham Lincoln in the United States. That's going to be a statue of Satoshi because everybody gives, dude. Me too, bro. Seriously, Satoshi, man, hats off to you, bro. Without you, people like me, it sounds like you too, Riley, we'd be clueless out here. We'd be freaking just pissing in the wind.
Yeah, I would still be staking Ethereum.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, so if people don't know who Satoshi is, I recommend, you know, following everything that is not censored. I know he gets his YouTube channel shut down every couple of weeks, but when it's back up, he's Satoshi. You back on YouTube now? You got your channel up?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. They deleted 2 of my channels in 2 days, but then on the third one, I was just like, you know, well, actually, it was 2 of my channels in 2 days, but they'd taken down a channel previously. And I just thought, you know what? They're obviously just going to keep doing this. So I was just like, right, you know, I'm just going to keep creating more, Google email addresses and just broadcasting live on Twitch, and then trying to do as many shows as I can. You know.
Here, hold on, Riley. Mute while you're not talking, please.
Sorry.
So yeah, so they shut your channels down. What was it that they didn't like about your channels?
I was educating on SegWit. I was
Oh.
literally just talking about the SegWit fraud. I mean,
Dude.
this is the one question that I desperately want to get to a BTC. How is SegWit not fraud?
Well, it's Bitcoin, isn't it?
What?
I mean, they say it's Bitcoin. Michael Saylor said it is.
Oh yeah, but again, Michael Saylor got into Bitcoin post 2017. So he got in. I think it even might have been after the hash war.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. So all that palaver had already taken place. So there was the scaling. There was the scaling wars. There was the I can't remember what they're called. The New York Agreement. SegWit 2x. Then there was the chain split. Then there was BCH being developed. Then there was a hash war. So Michael Saylor is massively late to the party. Massively late to the party. He has no idea. And why would anybody have any idea? If you read the white paper and you understood the brilliance of it, and that there is no need to corrupt it and F it up, if you think that if you think that everything in the world is hunky dory right now and there's no nefarious entities, trying to install a totalitarian one world government, through the control of the central banking system, why would you think that anybody would F up Bitcoin? Because it helps everybody. So he is literally just charged into this thing, completely oblivious to the politics that's happened in the past.
Well, I would say yes, but then I'm thinking, why is he blocking Craig Wright and he's blocking 369 BSV? Why would he do that?
Because people have told him that Craig Wright is a scammer. They would have told him, Craig Wright created BSV. BSV is a
fork.
A bullshit fork of Bitcoin Cash, which itself is a fork of BTC. So you're talking about a third the third change of the Bitcoin ticker symbol. Michael Saylor is not used to dealing with scammers or being scammed. Like, he is going to be on the warpath when he finds out what they've done to him. He's going to be absolutely livid.
Yeah. So you're saying that when he actually finds out he's being scammed.
Oh, mate, he's going to be on the warpath, mate. And he's going to have lost billions.
Right. He's going to
Michael Saylor's not the problem. The problem is Bukele with his SegWit. It's a state actor already that got hooked-winged. Michael Saylor is the least of the problems for the core developers.
Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah. Good point.
Wait, who?
So you have Samsung Mao and you have Max Kaiser telling Bukele to buy BTC. Bukele puts the sovereign reserves of El Salvador into BTC, thinking that he's doing something good because of the BTC Core partnership. When this comes out, if it ever comes out, that's the first question, then you will have nation states going after the Core partnership, not just Michael Saylor.
Yeah, that's massive. I hadn't thought of that. Whew.
And Bukele has the SegWit. So the way that the Salvadoran gangs are now imprisoned in the super duper Dantescan prison of system, who knows? Maybe they're going to be in there too. But that's just maybe.
Crypto Voyager, is that the photos I saw online? There was like an army of police.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're really cleaning up shop down there.
Well, yeah, but then you have Bukele, who is very adamant about his legacy, and his legacy will be tarnished if people understand, or when people understand that he bought the wrong Bitcoin. And then the question is, who's responsible for that tarnishment in his legacy?
Who's the wrongdoer? Well, who is
the people advising him to buy BTC?
But the buck will always shift onto who is the wrongdoer. It's whether all of these players are doing it at the same time, in my view, and even maybe to feel that Michael Saylor hasn't been able to read the white paper and look at the free bitcoins and see, or even use ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT which bitcoin resembles the most closely Bitcoin, I think is a little bit naive. And also to think that El Salvador don't realize that, you know, maybe they could get at the floor of the Ponzi and cash in off of it because of
What I would
these people
say,
are smarter than me and you.
what I would say about Michael Saylor, though, in all his monologues, he mentions Bitcoin. He never mentions BTC. And when he mentions Bitcoin, he talks about Satoshi, and he talks about Satoshi like he's God. He talks about being able to do millions of transactions per second. He
What?
doesn't mention BTC.
He does?
Yeah. Saylor spoke about that before.
When Michael Saylor speaks, he is speaking of BSV, but he never mentions it. One, and a second, I don't think he understands Bitcoin.
I think he understands Bitcoin
That's
very
another
well,
one.
but he's never ever once said BTC. Never once.
Never?
He does
Never.
he does switch between the logos as well. He uses the straight up B and then he uses the 13-degree slant B as well.
Right.
He's never just consistently using the straight up B.
Yeah, I saw that. You were asking about that. Why are you using this B? Passing
Yeah.
it off, right?
Well, I'm doing the part of passing off, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like Satoshi, can you I think there's a really fundamental thing here that is confusing and everybody could go out and try. Like what if they have Bitcoin on their wallet, what is the wallet address for Bitcoin, Satoshi?
I asked this today.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. I asked this today to Stephen, and I said, does the Bitcoin address start with a number 1? And he said yes. And I said, well, BTC addresses don't start with the number 1. And then he said, oh, well, it can start with a number 3 or a number 1 or a BC, and kind of like just overstepped it.
Okay, so it can change.
No, that is true. BTC addresses do start with a number 1. No, BTC legacy addresses do start with a number 1. Right. There are different address types in BTC. You cannot say that BTC is not Bitcoin because it doesn't start with 1. You can say, okay, fine, this address is a SegWit address, and then from there on, la. But the BTC system still allows you to transact on addresses starting with 1.
Crypto Voyager, is that for all BTC transactions?
No, it is for transactions from SegWit to legacy or from legacy to legacy. You can still say, I want a legacy address, even on this hardware wallet. I don't want to go into a BEC32 address or another type of SegWit address. I want or Taproot address. I want a legacy address, and then the software will give you a legacy address.
And does it
would a legacy?
Yeah.
Would a legacy address not, in theory, work with BSV then?
No,
yes, the legacy. Yes. If you have a private key for a legacy address, okay, you have a public key, which is then the one yada. If you send BSV to that address, you will receive BSV on that address, and if you still have the private key, you can move it. If you send BTC to that address, you will receive BTC, and you can still move it. However, you are moving it on either side of the chain. You're not moving it on both. For that, you need a little bit more things. And if you have an old address from before the split, then you have all 3 chains or 4 chains or however many chains there
are. Okay, before we go into that further, Satoshi, I want to ask Riley as well. So Riley, did you ask Satoshi about all those coins that were moving? I mean, he was moving 50 BTC the other day on, what was it? What was that block? 369 BSV. You posted a shot of it. It was like early block, like 10 days after. Scott, do you remember what that was?
What? Sorry, you said Satoshi to 3 different people then, and it confused the hell out of me.
I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, what I was saying was like you posted something about Satoshi moving. Well, I don't know. You didn't say if you said Satoshi or not, but you said, I think it was like what, January 10th, 2009, block moved.
Yeah, there was a blimp move. There's been loads of movement of early blocks recently, whether that's Satoshi or that's someone who was 10 days into the network from it being mined initially. But there's a lot of BTC are moving from these, as older wallets as you can possibly get, which I just found interesting, especially with other big businesses all talking about it. Tesla moving BTC. The Kingdom Brunei, they're moving BTC. Loads of different people seem to be moving these BTC, and whether they're getting them ready to be bought up by BlackRock or what's happening, I'm not too sure, but a lot of Bitcoin holders are starting to get ready to sell it.
Yeah. So wondering, Riley, did you ask Satoshi about moving his Bitcoins around?
Call him Steve Toshi so that you don't get confused with
Steve Toshi,
real Satoshi, and also the good work that Satoshi does as well.
I didn't personally ask him that, but that question was asked to him, and he said that he's going to move coins from the Genesis block in 1 month or 2 months. That's what he said.
I mean, isn't that against the protocol, though? You can't move the. I mean, Satoshi, you talked about this. Isn't the Genesis block the foundation? Like those can't be moved. They weren't mined, right? What's the deal on that?
Yeah. You can't move the block reward in the Genesis block. The first spendable coins were in block 1.
Yeah.
But that is other coins that could be sent to it, though. If there was additional coins sent to that block, then they could be possibly moved.
And not only that, it is Craig that said that you can't move it. Nobody else has come forward saying, "Oh yeah, Craig is right about that."
Well, let me just comment on that, and not to say that Craig's right or wrong. I haven't heard him say that, but let me just, in more of a legal principle, the concept of keeping Bitcoin as a digital a commodity, it needs a central, not even Bitcoin, the whole industry. It has to have a bedrock. That Genesis block has to be set in stone. So if it starts moving around and going other places, it could potentially change its legal status. I mean, I think is that your theory as well, Satoshi?
Sorry, mate, say that again.
Just the fact that the Genesis block has to be stable to keeping it as a commodity.
Well, I think also it was Andres Brecken was saying that I think he was saying it was something to do with the hex code. There's something special about the Genesis block where those coins cannot move. But if you sent coins to a wallet address, then you can send and receive, just like you can any other wallet address. But that specific bit of data in the Genesis block that can't move.
What I did ask Charles. One of the reporters had said to Charles, "What proof have you seen to prove that Steve is Satoshi?" His answer was, "Loads of documents." And I said to him, "Have you seen him sign a message on the Genesis block?" And he just looked at me and looked away.
He read a lot of court documents.
He just said a lot of documents. Like they were just making it up as they went along.
Wonder if he read Kleiman versus Wright, all the court documents in there.
Well, when Charles introduced Steve, before he introduced him, he said to the 11 people in the audience, "Is there anyone here who doesn't believe this man is Satoshi?" And everybody put the hand up.
What? Even you?
Yeah, of course. I know he's not Satoshi.
So what do you think the motive was? What were they trying to get out of everybody? Was there a gotcha buy my book moment?
I don't know, because looking at how much publicity he built up in the last 24 hours. It's obscene how much publicity he's built up in the last 24 hours throughout the world. And then you've gone there today, and within 10 minutes, every single reporter, you're looking at them and they're just shaking their head like, what a waste of time this is.
Wow.
I think he's probably trying to get crazy fanatical people that, you know, can help him and support him for his court case he has come in a year's time. Because then, if he's got a bunch of people who are going to come there and actually believe him, even if it's, you know, an entire courtroom full of people, then that could be the difference between him winning and him not winning. But ultimately, what he's facing is because he's been accused of frauding somebody. So it's a bit different.
Speaking of that, have you been following what's going on in Right Climbing today? Tufty the Cat posted about a hearing with Judge Miller today.
I'm blocked.
He blocked you.
Me.
Oh, shoot.
But that wouldn't be Craig Kleiman. That would be Craig Copa, no?
Oh, I'm sorry. Copa v. Wright. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, well, Tufty posted today that Copa v. Wright has a hearing today, and it's unknown what the hearing is about. So, but I think that Tufty, what Tufty said, it was, well, go ahead.
Well, is this regarding the appeal?
No. Well, according to Tufty, it's not. According to David Pierce, which is Tufty the Cat, he said that it's the Copa filed a motion. I did see Craig respond to this. They filed a motion to say that Craig had violated the court's order. And they want...
Yeah, they filed that motion in the passing off case. They said that he wasn't allowed to assert that he is Satoshi Nakamoto, but Craig publicly posted his reply to that, saying that he's not saying anything as like any random person could make this claim, and obviously that's why he has asked the public to join in. And I believe there's multiple companies and people that are giving their evidence and their testimony of why they feel the true representation of Bitcoin, as the white paper states, is BSV, and that is a passing off by BTC. So they can try and do that, but ultimately not one part of the claim in the passing off case is saying, I am Satoshi Nakamoto, I have claim or dominion over BTC. So I think it's a wasted effort.
Yeah,
I think Craig already filed about that.
They changed it. Well, they also filed a motion, or Copa filed a motion as well in the Copa case. So I think they filed one there too. Well, I know they did, because that's what I saw on the docket. There's going to be a hearing.
No.
No?
But the docket, can we see what the notion is about in the docket, or is it just the title?
We can't see, no. We can't see the title of the motion, no. Just that there's some activity.
We can, the passing off case initiation by Craig, the actual what they're filing is not against the passing off case, it's against the previous judgment with Mellor.
Yeah.
And obviously I very much doubt that Mellor will be able to make any change upon that if Craig has already appealed that entire thing, because of if Craig's in an appellate court or waiting for appellate court, then nothing that changes on the original case is relevant or matters if the appellate court is granted, and then it goes to I'm not sure how it's going to be granted, or if it's they stamp it and throw it out. I'm not sure what happens.
Yeah, I think Copa's position is that Copa believes that Craig is not allowed to file any court cases at all, period. And, even though it's clear that it's, I think that's their argument, which that's not what the ruling says. he's not allowed to file. They didn't put an injunction from him filing court cases.
That's illegal. You can't do that.
Right.
How I viewed it was that Craig is not allowed to assert any ownership over BTC or Bitcoin copyright, and he's not allowed to make any claims or suits against anybody that specify him to be Satoshi Nakamoto or ownership of BTC. Anything to do with that, no, it's a no-go. But passing off, it's got nothing to do with Satoshi Nakamoto and everything to do with the writings, the known writings and communications of Satoshi Nakamoto, rather than anything to do with what Craig has said. So, but they have to try to do that, don't they? That's their main weapon.
Guys, just quickly, it's been great. I've got to shoot because my parents are coming up. And Gavin, just letting you know, Vinny Lingham's listening to your show, mate. Might want to have a chat with him.
Satoshi, you're a legend. You're a freaking. They're gonna build a statue about you one day, man. That little image is gonna be outside of downtown London.
Very cool, mate. Let's hope so. Right, I have to love you and leave you. Have a good one.
You got
it. Catch
man.
you guys
Thank
later.
You.
All right.
Yeah. What's up? Oh, okay.
Guys.
Yeah. If you guys want to, Vinny, if you'd like to come up, I see Vinny's in the crowd. Hector's in the crowd. Oh yeah. Feel free to come up and chat. Open forum, man. How you doing, Vinny? Good to see you.
Hey, Gavin. Good, man. What's happening?
Oh man, just trying to be like you, man. So OG that you freaking make us all look like kids here. So we're just all.
Well, not really. I'm just like listening. Always learning.
It's funny. I was talking with Riley here, and no, I'm not saying funny, but he had, and not a bad thing, but I'm not judging here. Okay, so Riley, you were saying that you had been completely under like this clod. You want to share the story, Riley, about what happened with you, and you were under a spell of some kind for 8 years with your knowledge on crypto. What was your?
Well, yeah, basically, I got into crypto back in July 2015, and I bought Ethereum, and yeah, I just thought Vitalik Buterin was the king of the world. I thought Bitcoin was shit, and I would actually say that's true if you're talking about BTC. And then when Craig Wright came around in, what was it, 2017? I just dismissed him out of hand as a scammer because of a little 90-second soundbite that I'd seen of Vitalik basically saying he was a scammer. So yeah, that's so. How did I come upon it?
I still don't understand what the scam is. So
yeah, true.
I disagree with the whole premise that like a fork of BDC is a scam. Like, what's the scam?
No, I'm not saying anything's a scam. I'm just saying that I thought Craig Wright was a scammer because that was the general consensus. In 2017, everybody just said, "Oh, this man's a scammer."
Sure, but again, even back then, I was like, okay, well, I know people are saying it's a scam. What is? I don't understand where the scam is. Just because you don't like, a competitor to Bitcoin doesn't mean it's a scam.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it seems like that was just a narrative, but a lot of people probably fell into it, Riley, because that's what Vitalik had told you.
Well, yeah, when you read Roger Ver's book, it says in the book that the first place you go to learn about Bitcoin is the Bitcoin Reddit forum. And that was, I can't remember, it was like a Greek name, the guy who was in control of it. So basically he would censor anybody who didn't speak favorably of BTC. So basically you go on there, someone will say, oh, well, what about this BSV? Oh, that's a scam. Oh, what about this Craig Wright? He's a scammer. And if that's your first introduction to crypto, Bitcoin, what are you going to think?
So I mean, I want to just dive into something else, which I've mentioned on Twitter a few times to some people, and people don't appreciate where I'm coming from on this. So, like, one of the biggest problems is just as someone who buys, I buy BSV. It's really hard to get it off an exchange when you buy it. And this is not for trading. This is like, okay, I want to go stash some away. You try and buy 100K's worth, and they want like 60 confirmations, 80 confirmations, 100 confirmations before they'll transfer it away from the exchange. So the exchanges just don't trust it. And so getting down to 6 for me, at least most of Finality, is pretty important, because like 60 confirmations is crazy, especially when prices are moving. I mean, even market makers or people trying to do arbitrage across multiple exchanges to balance out the books and stuff, they can't work on 60 confirmations. It takes too long for them to do arbitrage, which means that you get less volume traded, which means it's harder. And other exchanges, they delist it or they don't want to list it because of that. So like, this is a big problem, which no one seems to be like, everyone seems to be hand waving it. It's a big issue.
Hey,
What exchange are you using to buy your BSV?
I don't want to say on public forum.
Vinny,
All right, okay.
I
Well,
invited you to look up into the Nest. I just posted about Rock Wallet, where you can handle what you're trying to take care of with their Pro account without all those issues.
Are they an
and
exchange?
also Rock Wallet isn't available to British users. So there's also Orange Gateway, which is an Icelandic exchange as well.
60.
Again, guys, again, like the volume. Yeah, if you want to bring this sort of thing to the mainstream and
Yeah.
having people around the world use it on a daily basis for micropayments, they need to be able to acquire it. And if they can't acquire it because exchanges won't list it, where do they get it from? Like, I've got tons of friends who ask me, like, "Hey, where can I buy it from?"
right.
And
I've been
other than me becoming a dealer, like, it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
They can't buy it anyway because no one wants to list it, and
Right.
no one
Well,
wants to list it
let me
because of
dive into
the
this
big
before
corporates.
with you, Vinny, a little bit. I want to hear more about this before we give him other suggestions. Let me just hear more about this. It sounds like you're saying 60 confirmations on a withdrawal.
Yeah.
60 confirmations.
Yep.
That is a problem.
That's one of the biggest problems facing the BSV right now.
I mean, that has to be brought up. I appreciate you saying that. I will, I mean, I will take notice of that. I mean, I'm not a person who makes decisions or anything. Okay. But at least I know some people who might be able to assist with that. So that is a big problem.
If you can't get a reasonable amount of transaction finality in 6 confirmations in 1 hour, you basically have these massive lags between volume being traded across exchanges and the inability of people to transact and sell and balance order books. I mean, it's not like there's huge volumes in BSV, but it's just it's not very good right now.
Yeah. But it's still like, I think it was like 50 million a day or something though. Right. I mean, it was reasonable, not peanuts. I don't know what is the volume? Anyone know? Dude, that's really important, Vinny. No, thank you, man. That's actually a huge problem. The big problem.
BSV volume today, according to CoinMarketCap, is 76 million.
Where's it at?
Sorry, guys. I actually have to go. Sorry.
All right, Vinny.
But anyway, I'll be there with you guys. Figure it out.
Good to see you, bro. Thanks for the news.
Thanks. Bye.
Where's that volume at, Riley?
$76 million according to CoinMarketCap.
On what exchange?
That's just the total cumulative volume of all the exchanges. And the exchange with the most volume is OKX. Sorry, that's wrong. Upbit. Upbit have got $21 million worth of volume. Gate.io have 15 million.
Alex said Alex said you can talk. Alex, yeah, thank you. I just got a message from you saying that you can notify people about that problem, Alex. It sounds like this is like probably more of the concerted effort of ban BSV, right? What was it? The ban BSV campaign that CZ had gone on, or delist BSV.
there's also two aspects to it, because of if BSV vision comes to fruition, there's no need for the exchanges. Like, it makes him defunct. A lot of these shit coins are all coins trying to solve the other coins' problems, and although it all leads back to BTC not doing what it's supposed to do. If it had functioned originally, then who knows? It maybe there wouldn't be a shitcoin market. There'd be a tokenized market on top of Bitcoin, and everything would have flourished that way, and there'd be millions. But no, we're still sort of figuring out which one is the best one. So the exchanges aren't needed, you know?
Yeah. Well, all the trading, I mean, isn't that what DXS is even doing right now? They're like doing all trading on chain. I mean, I think that's what
I've not
you haven't heard about
used
that?
the XS.
I
No,
don't, I'm not, that's what Kurt said the other day on his show. He said they were trading on chain, logging all the transactions, making it legit. So there's no, funny business going on.
yeah, that's cool. That's interesting.
That's what I heard, man. I don't know. Did you see that, Casey?
No.
Oh, dude, yeah, DXS on the show on CoinGeek show on Tuesday with Craig. That's what they talked about. Apparently, they're doing on-chain trading, all logged on chain with all in Sats. I mean, that's like a huge breakthrough, dude. I mean, nobody seems to know about that.
BSV people do know about that. Raggy Cyrus, I want to go back to the notion of how you came to the enlightenment of that BSV is Bitcoin and Craig is Satoshi. You were saying that you heard from Vitalik that he's not. That I believe the video of that is out there when he was actually debating with Gavin Andreessen, and Andreessen says, well, he signed. So I don't know what you say, but whatever. What made you? How did you find the signal through all that noise? Because we all know that the social impetus of Craig not being Satoshi and outright declaring him a scammer from the beginning, so to steer away people from going deeper down the rabbit hole. However, you did go down the rabbit hole, and you made investigations. Why? Where was the chink in the armor where you went, oh, okay, let me go down that route and see?
Yeah, so there was a video by Maximus Crypto on YouTube. So he put a video out there. And then you're probably familiar with a guy called Reggie Middleton. He put like a 15-minute video out there basically saying maybe this asset, BSV, is extremely undervalued due to its extensive patent portfolio. And then I think there was a little bit of a conversation on a thread, or that might have been an old one. Anyway, I started looking into it more and more, started watching Craig Wright videos on YouTube from like 5-6 years ago. I read Hijacking Bitcoin by Roger Ver, and obviously Roger Ver is a BCH proponent, but I've read it and it still applied. And that's basically it, really. And well, the main thing is, what does BTC do apart from number go up? It doesn't do anything, does it?
Were you unhappy with where you were, I guess, with what you had, Ethereum or the coins you were holding? Or were you just browsing the internet?
No, I wasn't unhappy. When I say I've been in this space for 9 years, I mean like every day for the last 9 years, I've spent a few hours, or at least 1 hour, on cryptocurrency, crypto news, podcasts, YouTube videos, reading articles, you know.
Not to be too intrusive, but you don't really hear many people who have participated in the number go up complain about that feature of other coins. So it's usually only people that like what's the people that bought and sold and traded and they've been here for 9 years but haven't actually become the multimillionaire that you would expect.
Good
Is
point,
that
Joe.
I haven't day traded. My brother used to work on Liverpool Street, and basically he said behind every trade there's a winner and a loser. So if you want to sell something, it's because someone wants to buy it. So if you want to day trade and do that, then you have to ensure that you're cleverer than the guy on the other end of that trade.
And
He said if you day trade,
but Riley, I think the point he's making is that it sounds like you had bought Ethereum like 9 years ago. So it's obviously it's gone up since then. And you had made some profit. It went up. And
oh yeah, I haven't worked for 7 years.
okay, so you're retired because of it.
Well, yeah.
All right. That's a pretty cool thing.
that answered the question.
Sorry. I didn't know what you were
No,
getting
I
at.
didn't.
Sorry.
I didn't want to ask you too directly, but it just is abnormal to hear someone who's benefited from number go up like complain that that's all it does. But good. Thanks for being transparent.
All right, no worries.
Yeah. So Riley, so Ethereum had gone up, and then now you come across this YouTube video. I mean, what did you do next? Did you start doing more research, but then what? Did you keep all that Ethereum? What happened?
No, obviously, it's like I got Ethereum. I sold at $20. I sold at $100. I sold at $500. I sold at $4,000. You know, but yeah, when I started learning about BSV, since I started buying it, I haven't sold one BSV. I've sent a couple to people for like tips and stuff, but no, I haven't sold one BSV.
I didn't hear like how recent this was, but as a newcomer, can you like make the value case for like why you would want to own BSV? Like what would make it increase in value? Just curious at your perspective.
Yeah, he's pretty new, Joe. He said it's only been less than a year that he even watched that video. So, and then he watched the Craig Wright case with Copa from 369 BSV. So go ahead and answer, Riley. Yeah, I want to hear too, please.
But the case for the number go up on BSV, well, if it can do 1 million transactions per second at less than fractions of a cent, and Bitcoin does 7 for $25, like one of them's worth $60,000 and one of them's worth $50. Which one would you rather have?
Joe.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm with you on the potential part. But I just see it as potential, and I mean, somebody's actually got to produce those million transactions a second.
Right. Okay, go ahead. I just added Mark. Mark, you're up, Brute. Looks like these posts are protected. How you doing, my man? Mark Veritas 91.
Doing great, man.
Good, man.
Nice to see you
Welcome.
guys.
Good to see you.
What's going on with this whole Satoshi thing?
Well, there was a guy who dressed up, there's a picture from Rod Sirloin, and he dressed, it looks kind of like Craig. He was it looks like a disguise. We're not sure, but apparently, Riley was there, and he got to meet him, and he thinks that Riley, you want to share your recount of what happened today again?
Well, I was supposed to go to a comedy club on Saturday night, just gone, but I had to cancel. But this made up for it today.
Yeah, so it sounds like he got down there and they asked for money at the door. He got in for free. Some people paid, he didn't pay. And they had about a room full of people there. And then Satoshi, well, no, what's his name? Charles Toshi? No, Stephen Toshi, you said, Scott? I don't know.
Charles Anderson and
Charles Anderson.
And Stephen Mahalo. There's Indian name.
Yeah. And so he dressed up, and it was actually Craig Wright in a mask. It looks just like him. So at least it appears that way. No, it sounds like it was just a Halloween prank. Is that right, Riley? Or did he actually believe it?
I don't even think. I think towards the end, the Charles Anderson, I think he was sat there and he looked dejected. I think he just sat there and put his head down, thinking, "Oh God, he's definitely not Satoshi."
Casey Nicole.
I was just going to say, you know, when all the newbies that are starting to search for Bitcoin and crypto information right now from all these political figures talking about it, this is the perfect thing for them to boost to the top of the Google searches and all that stuff to just further confuse everyone. And, you know, this psyop on trying to just keep Craig out of the conversation is just, it's insane how deep it's going. But to me, this is just another way to confuse the masses.
And it's probably true, you know. But if you look at yesterday, I had a show with Morgan Pauber, and he's a guy who created acquisitions.com, entrepreneur, and he made a really good point. I'm going to have the show come out tomorrow on YouTube, and he says that, you know, it was the curiosity about who Satoshi was that led him down the rabbit hole. Like, he's just like, who is this guy? He just started looking, and he just was like, I'm not going to stop until I get a better understanding of who I think he is. And he said, without a shadow of a doubt, he made a decision that it was Craig. You know, that there was no doubt in his mind after, I don't know how long it took him to research it, but he made up his mind. So that's like, I don't know, you know, people hear about Satoshi Nakamoto, and they start going down the rabbit hole. It's like what do they call it? Gateway drug. You know, they used to call merit weed a gateway drug when I was in high school. I used to say that. Now look at Scott. He's smoking weed. He's not on drugs. He's fine. So,
You know, I'm still trying to find that watermark.
Go ahead. I'll add Mr. Ben up and see if there's anything else we want to add. Any other comments or questions? I just added you to the stage too. Go ahead, people. Ben, you're up.
Hey, hi. Yeah, to be honest, I was just listening, and I actually think that it may confuse people, but I think one of the good things that can come from it is that at least it opens people's eyes to the whole Bitcoin situation anyway. And, you know, it is that everybody loves a mystery, and people start going down the rabbit hole. So I think that's, even today, which was a complete joke, it was going to be obvious that this guy was complete, you know, clown, sorry. But yeah, it was it's quite funny to see.
Mystery
But did you
revealed.
notice also on CoinMarketCap around around 11:30, the actual price of BSV went up. People were buying into it, and then around I think about 11:40 it dropped. He's like, oh no,
Dude. Well, that's I like your point about mystery, because I like a mystery, and I just changed it to that. That's exactly the point. People do like a mystery.
And it's really fascinating story, whatever. The whole, how when we go down the line and we come to the other end of this, whatever happens, it's what a great movie it's going to be.
Yeah. Dude, all right, I'm going to share one thing. This is going to go really deep. This is kind of a little bit off topic, but not really off topic, but this is a really deep subject. I've already thought this through, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So, all right, dude, you know, I've talked a lot about the Copa case. I talked a lot about the, you know, the other case, which is the passing off case. And there's a principle called promissory estoppel. It's a principle in law that basically what it says is that if a person makes a promise, kind of like a last will and testament, and, you know, you write that, your grandmother writes in a will that you're getting all her money and her affairs, and then your brother says, oh, I want to get the money. And then, you know, the judge looks at the will, and he says, no, sorry, dude, grandma said it's going to you. Not your brother. And then your brother's got no claim. The court can't just change the contract later and say, oh, grandma meant this. No, because grandma's not around to do anything. They're promissorily estopped, like the person who's trying to make a claim against it. And so this is a rather deep legal principle, but there's a move in chess. It's called a royal fork. If you guys haven't heard a little bit about it, it's where the king, where you've got a situation where the less valuable piece on the board is sacrificed, typically a knight, and it attacks like an opponent's king or queen. Okay, at the same time. Now the move it's known as like forking the king and queen. So the other player, like the tactic is highly advantageous because it basically forces the other player to move their king out of check, allowing the piece basically to then capture the queen on the next move if it's not defended right. So in the relation to these cases, like the queen in this case, consider it the name Bitcoin. Okay, that's the name. That's the queen on the chessboard. And consider in the two cases, the knight being CSW as to his identity as Satoshi. All right. Now, if the king is Satoshi Nakamoto himself, and he wrote the last will and testament or the contract, right? The white paper and the early writings. So he's the one who's gone because it's not Craig, according to the court. Now, the queen then becomes vulnerable in this instance because in the actions due to the opponent being promissorily estopped. So Copa being promissorily estopped here. So if there's clear evidence in this new case that Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, made an unambiguous promise that the Bitcoin protocol would remain set in stone, if it's clear and it's immutable, and there's no question about it, it's not a gray area, meaning like grandma wrote her will and she said that Junior's getting the money, not Junior number 2, just Junior. If it's clear and specific and can be shown to the court that that was the intent of the creator who is gone now, it's not Craig, according to the other court, then the principle of promissory estoppel would likely apply. So basically, it would give the knight in this case, CSW, as Satoshi Nakamoto, like he's being sacrificed for that name. He's been sacrificed as a matter of law, and so basically, nothing can be brought against him being Satoshi into the conversation. So as Satoshi made a promise, if he did, then the promise would have to be honored like a last will and testament. So it's a legal principle, and it's a doctrine in common law, and it prevents contracts from being changed by the author of the contract, or it stops a person going back on their promise when another party relied on it in their detriment. Okay, and it's a common law legal principle, and it's at play right now in this new case. So if the appeal goes back in the first case, well, it's going to be a different defense for them in this case. If it doesn't go back in the new case, well, then they're stopped from there. It's going to be, I actually see it as actually more difficult for the defendants in the new case if he's not Satoshi. So, but we'll see. I don't know, man. I saw a post about it and I looked into it, and I just wanted to bring that out to people's attention for the first time because I've been doing some research on it, and that's my assessment. Any feel free to raise comments or questions, and we can wind this space down. Who's requesting?